Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dune Spice Wars here on Icarus Plays. In this episode, we'll be taking on the Imperial Basin that, if you remember correctly from the novels, this is where Paul orchestrates the takedown of the shield wall, which allows the sandworms to enter the area. So in this specific scenario, we have a 50% manpower production modifier. We are not selling spice again, and we sell manpower to the chome rather than spice. However, in this universe, young Paul Moadib has not destroyed the sand wall, or the shield wall yet, and we have no sandworms. So I think in this one, since we are going to be focusing on manpower, we want to look at agents that potentially generate us more manpower. If we look at it right now, we don't have anybody that truly helps with that. But we do have a secondary objective that has be celebrated by the Lancerod. And we'll see if we can find anything that helps with that. I'm going to take our Dr. Yu, and we'll take Hawat. So rewards for completing this scenario are going to be gaining sovereignty over the Imperial Basin. We get to choose one of the following bonuses, which would allow us to operate a assassin, to have plus 10% authority production, or to have 50% agent recruitment speed and 2 max agents. If we look at the secondary objective, be celebrated by the Lancerod. That'll gain us 3 development assets. We currently have 1, and pressure regression by 5. Right now we have 0 pressure. So we're gonna go ahead and get jumped in to this episode here on Icarus Plays. And here we go.
The more territory you hold, the more you deprive your enemies of resources. No house, however powerful, can rely solely on outside support. We'll need to seize as much land as possible from the enemy.
Perfect. So the true mission here, now that we are in the Imperial Basin, is to gain homogeny. And that'll be primarily done through, as Mr. Hawat just said, gaining territory. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and close our little instruction with him. And as a reminder, we do have a tentative alliance with the Fremen, who give us 2 warriors right out of the gate, which is amazing. If we look kind of at the shadowed area, we got a siege down here, or a siege, and we are in the northeast corner of the map. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hit our auto recon on this ornithopter, do our classic move of getting another ornithopter going. And I do hope everybody enjoys today's episode. If we look in our upper left-hand corner, we are generating 11 manpower per month. We are paying 4 off to the chome, and we have Prosperous Basin giving me 3, Recruitment Complex giving me 3, and the base production of 4. So we'll go ahead, speed up time to 1.2, as we are just going to be exploring here. And we already have discovered a neighbor here. We're just going to passively integrate them without even really doing a whole lot of research here. They do have a wonderful Plascrete factory bonus. And if we look at our manpower, I really want to get manpower really focused here. That way we can, start selling some off to the chome, get some money going with our other ornithopter at 55%. I want to know down in the comments if you have actually read all the books. I know at the beginning of the series, I had watched the movies. As the series has progressed, I've actually been listening to the audiobooks on my way to my 9-to-5 job. Just really getting into the whole actual series. And it's just fantastic. I enjoy it a lot. And I'm just curious if anybody else has been reading or has been super into the series themselves. Honestly, if we talk about it, this peaceful annexation is doing us amazing work here. We've got to make sure that we're not going to absolutely crush our influence. But so far, we've been doing pretty good. Influence and authority, it's not too bad. We're already working on 3 different territories here.
What does Liet command?
Okay. Do I want to use any manpower? I think so. I think we're going to... So we've got some melee units already.
Okay.
I'm going to take 2 ranger units to back them up. Can I... I can. Go ahead and fire that off too. Alright, we got a new village and development. I think what we're really going to want... Ooh. Those are the bonuses we've had. If we... take... I'm going to take some army logistics for some water. We're going to then get some more authority and cheaper airfields, as we are going to be sprawling pretty hard in this episode.
Ready.
Our rangers are in... have been deployed.
On it. Taking position.
We are using 8. How much do you cost? You cost me 0. That is awesome. If we can continue to get more... more Fremen, that would be epic. To me, the Harkonnens are pushing pretty hard. In terms of our homogeny, but I think we're going to have some pop in here pretty quick, which is going to be awesome. You are going to be generating me 50% of the village's plascrete being Solari, which is awesome. 20% resources if you have at least 1 building of each type. So with the bonus of our plascrete production, I think I'm going to really focus in on that. We do have free real estate as well, so we'll fire that first plascrete building off. This is now under our control as well. Solari production per economy, or yeah, economy building. What kind of manpower recruitment? Let's get some more manpower up and going here. This one's about to pop itself, and I think we do have 10% resource production and statecraft. Let's just get a... Let's start with a fuel cell factory. That way we can get some of our fuel up and running. And we need 32 authority. We are creeping up on that. Oh yeah, now we're taking a commanding lead. Get elected to 1 charter. At least 1 charter. That should be pretty easy. We have an agent. Do we want authority, Solari, or influence? I think we're going to just take some authority just to really kick us off as we continue to build. Have that in just a second. Is there any special regions? Let's toggle that on with an economic filter. I have no special regions in my area. Start capturing peaceably this next village. We have a new village under control. What do we have here? We have strong network and plascrete production. You have 4 wind, which would be great for water. I think if I just take... Let's take a little more manpower. Really kind of rush to make some money. We are crushing it in terms of our homogeny. That'll be our next. Let's check out the armory. We do have some rangers. I would like to increase their attack range. With that, we'll buy a couple more troopers. A little more up front in your face. I think at least I want the level 2. 10% is so good. One armor. I don't think it's really going to be that big of a deal, so I'm going to go with... Let's get our first building in the economy line there. Ooh, we have another fuel cell opportunity. We need 40 authority, which will be in a couple days here. Should have some buildings done shortly. Speak about shortly. So we have more manpower getting generated. We have one more free building here. And we have 3 wind. I don't think it makes sense for us to take really anything other than... That upkeep is kind of steep. I don't think Blast Creep makes a whole lot of sense unless we are going to do it in this area, which I think we've already built one. We have. There's a 2 wind. Let's get a recruitment office. What is our recruitment offices costing? So there was one. You cost me 18. We're not going to do too many of those then. Let's get a wholesale market. Make sure that we're not going to be obliterating our economy. So there's our next one. We did get a fuel cell. That is costing me 5. Let's get more Solari production. It's not going to be a whole lot, but it is something. Let's clear those. Perfect. And we are really kind of carving up the map already. Is that me? Yeah, that's me. Let's check on our homogeny. Harkonnens are second behind us. We've got completed development on army logistics, which just gives us flat out water. Air network. I think urban planning will be following.
At your service, sir.
Cool. And I think that is a good military for us for the time being. I don't expect this to really be a whole lot of warfare in this particular playthrough, or in this particular scenario. I think we'll be okay. So there's more manpower. Perfect. New village. Is there any authority buildings? There is not. There is, I'll make some stuff cheaper buildings. Love that. This new village. We have 4 wind. They are 1 Plascrete factory limit and negative 40% construction cost. New building slot is 40% lower. Let's just get some Plascrete going, since that is such a pretty good like village for it. Let's continue to work on our authority production, because that's just going to help us continue to expand. Speaking of expanding, we'll buy this next fuel cell. If we were to aggressively annex, what are you going to be good for? You are experience and resources, which will be great for our fuel cells. Right now we are generating 14 total fuel cells. Construction complete. Wholesale market, great. Just add a couple more building slots here. You are a 2 wind garbage. We don't necessarily need to make it cheaper. Let's just get some Solari production there. You are a 3 wind. You're already building me some Solari. Masquerade's not really going to be our big bet there, so we'll just get some water. We should have another... So fully constructed here. You are 2 wind. Let's just get some more manpower, because we can sell manpower to the Chom for a decent amount of money. It's $15 per manpower. Why don't we just give... Ah, okay. We'll set it to be 80-20 to the Chom, and we'll just rake in the dollars. Dollar-a-doos. Like didgeridoo. That feels like a special unit, or a special region. which would be great for our homogeny. There's a 5 wind. Be good water. We are at 49.
Awaiting orders.
We're just pushing this way, but that would be... If we were to peaceably annex, we need 42 here. Getting fairly close. We will have a Lancerod here in about a day and a half. Some more construction complete. We'll just expand. 4 wind, you'll be good for water. And construction complete up here. You are a 4 wind as well. So why don't we get some water? Those are taken care of, and we are now at war with this village. Couldn't be too terribly bad. Advanced outpost has completed building. Throw a little pause real quick. We don't have the plascrete, so now we gotta wait on some plascrete. So that was gonna cost me 42, it cost me 46, and no
Yes, sir.
influence.
We're moving.
So I think that'll be good for us to hang out on that one for a second. We do have control of this village. Let's get a fuel cell. How much are you costing? You're $5, that ain't nothing. Let's get it fired off. Lancerod in half a day. Construction available. Manpower is nice. We are selling most of it. Generating 30% more of 13, 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. 30% of that, so 6.2 or so. Let's just get that built. Ooh, wrong button. Lancerod in session. Dynamic Congress. Or diplomatic congresses. Research initiative. And a manpower recruitment cost. Yeah. Let's spend money on the truces. Or, pardon me, my votes on the truces. And see what shakes out everywhere else. So we do get truces. Harkonnens get cheaper manpower. Lancerod standings. Gain experience. Nobody's eligible. We need influence on votes. Okay. And we'll have to have a charter for that. Sellers Union, we have to produce a lot more water. And have Lancerod standings. Yeah, let's go ahead and push for the central one. This water sellers union, which means I need to increase the amount of water that I am producing by a substantial amount. Oh, construction complete, and I just ignored it, which would have been this one here probably. Okay. Nope, it was this one up here. Anything else that I'm dying to have here? I don't think so, especially since I don't have the plascrete. Okay. Waller means water. Not really, but I'm going to be taking over that one next and using all of that water. New village. Let's get a little bit of protection here. Couple ranged units. You are... Nothing is free, however... Get a little water. That gives me more plascrete. You give me a processing plant, which would be good for our money production. We have another agent. I've already maxed out my Arrakis folks. So we are just going to continue to push forward with us absolutely crushing the homogeny. Construction complete. Got some more water. And more water there. So really at this point I am waiting on plascrete. We are generating 41, 51 of our 70 water that we are aiming for, so we can become the Water Sellers Union with the Lancelot. I will need to up how much they like me, which would be my standings. Construction complete. Here, we did just get more fuel cells. We got 25 fuel cells. We could straight up just like have a flying fleet. If I had the Spacers Guild. Can only be built once per. Requires 5,000 homogeny. So that is right on the cusp of where we're at right now. We did just run into House Corino on Fundamo.
Awaiting order.
I think. Fumno? What a name. We can't witness a sandworm, so we'd have to visit special regions. I have not found a singular special region. So that'll be a little challenging. Works, Intel, and Wata. I don't think that we have really anything that we want to build here. Is there anything in any of these that we feel like we truly want? I'll take another Fremen mercenary, which are maybe not necessarily those guys, but mercenary will be nice. Continue to expand. Hopefully it doesn't cost us any command units. We have another processing center up here. Do I rush that, or do I rush further down here? I think I rush further down here because that does feel... Oh, that's actually cheaper. Let's rush up here. Manpower production has at least one of each building type. Construction costs. And so I need 58, and I just got that. Wonderful. Construction complete. So we now have more manpower. It's 24, 4, 28, 31, 36. Okay. Or, you know, you could just look over here and it says 38. You smarty pants. So we're going to get both of our processing centers all in one fell swoop. I'm very curious as to what is happening here, though. That feels important. That feels like a special region. That feels like I wants. So you're going to have to give it to me. If I can find... Oh, both dudes are up there. Oh.
Listening.
Nope. Can't do anything with you. We'll just add another ornithopter into the queue. Ooh. Got a crashed spaceship. Space cruiser wreck. Pardon me. And got the air network, making it a lot cheaper. 80% militia health. Nah, that ain't gonna be nothing. Chum shares are available. That's not gonna necessarily do us any good because there is no benefit. Point of interest investigated. Yes. We do get our mercenary. Is he free? He is free. It might be a way to continue to build our army without having to use command points. So let's take a little gander around here. Do we have any more of those? We got a crashed ornithopter. We have a siege. We have a siege. Another mercenary. Take him. Development and siege. Okay. Let's go ahead and just leave that all be. I should be getting 2 of those real quick like. So that's already marked. This isn't marked, so it's got to be something else for this lower erg. House Harkonnen.
What?
I gotta keep my plascrete. I'm spending my plascrete like it's freaking pennies in the U.S. economy, even though they are doing away with it. Alright. Got some water. Let's get that water up and flowing. We have a processing plant here. I love it. That is going to use so much economic resources and allies. No. I don't want the military either. Processing center. That's the one I want. How much are you going to cost me? $4 to make 20 bucks? Okay, say less. And we're going to throw another one here on our influence creation. I'm going to come over here. This is our next target at 81. We have the homogeny we need. We have a free real estate. We are going to take another... Nope. Is that the processing plant? Was that the right one? Yeah, 20 Solari. Okay. And with my next free real estate, I think I'm going to use it here. And then I'm going to build the Spacers Guild, and then I'm going to push into our flight teams. Oh, there's another processing center. How much are you? You are affordable now. It's 65. This was 81, which will happen now. This was 65. You are now 71. 6 more. Ain't nothing to it.
We're listening.
We got some more mercenaries. We're going to bring them down to our group.
Arrakis is our home. What does Liet command?
Man. Okay. Are you finished building yet? No, not quite. You are almost there. Another trade offer. Influence.
Make it worth my time.
No. Get out of here, Corno. Building complete. Amazing. You are cheap. Wait, is that the right one? Spacers Guild. You are free, not just cheap. We're working our way there. We need 71 at minimum to take the next one that I'm looking at. We got urban planning. We are not researching anything else. What do I want to focus on next? Let's get some more geothermal. Special regions give me more. Insulated villages. What is that? Control villages with at most 2. Gain 30% building Solari upkeep, and buildings require 1 water less. What do we want to do? Fusion, post-traumatic, cultural assimilations, I think, is our one that follows. That way we can continue to push to each one of these individual regions and capture them as quickly as possible. We'll just take some Spacers Guild relations. And honestly, kind of a little bit of a wait period. So I do hope everybody is enjoying this episode thus far. We're definitely getting there. We are... We're approaching halfway, is what I'm going to say. Not necessarily exactly where I want to be, but we're getting there. Alright, so we got a Lancer Rod coming up. We did just capture our first special region. That pushes us all the way up to 8K from just 6.9. So we are well into halfway. And I think... What are you good for? Absolutely nothing. You have 50% of the plasticrete production as Solari, which would be nice. Experience, let's work on plasticrete. And since you have a 5 water, or 5 wind, that'll give us a good amount of water. We are generating 48, 58 water. Not quite to the 70 that we're angling for, but we are getting there. Lancerod is going up. Our influence. So it'll take a little bit of time. And our new council is in session. All factions gain 1 Bene Gesserit. 100% blah 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 blah. Construction costs, building slot. Let's put some money and influence on this. And see what comes out. Nobody gets Bene Gesserits. The smugglers get the 100% resources from pillaging villages and sieges, which makes no sense considering they... Oh, I guess they are smugglers, not the Fremen. I was thinking they were the Fremen. And I did indeed get cheaper buildings and cheaper building slot costs, which will be a great time for us to continue to expand each one of our little areas. So, did just get that. Didn't go any cheaper. Love that. Let's take a look. So we got water production and the administrative hall. Do we have anything here? What else? Harvesters, which we don't do, and spice. Let's just get that finished out here. So we will have the full economic build, which will be amazing. And that's cheaper. Oh, that is already cheaper. I'm just dumb. Let's throw a couple building slots here. You are going to be great in terms of wind. So, let's take some more water so we can continue to push for the Waters Union. We are doing great things in that area. We do have our guild points going up. Can we recruit them yet? We cannot. Spacers Guild is being built. What are you going to give me? You are 82, I think. Oh, yeah. We were going to come up here and get our plascrete production, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So we're going to take that. What do we got over here? That is 74, which would be another processing center, which would do great things. How much of our processing centers are... That's just into our base. That's not going to necessarily count towards anything. Let's see... Give that a little pause. We are generating the water. We now need Lancerod standings. Influence can be spent to strengthen. How do I get my standings up? Is there really... Lock the tooltip. This is your faction's current political power unlocks new possibilities. Tell you what, if you know in the comments down below, why don't you let me know how to increase our Lancerod standing point generation. That way we can continue to push forward in that vein. We have our wind in our crashed spaceship. We should... Do we want to make it cheaper? Cheaper maintenance on everything, I think is good. Open up another building slot there. That's our only building. We will be capturing Alafatar. Totally nailed that. Ah, this is knowledge, is what that is. That's what that secondary slot was. Why... An old Imperial station that can contain vast amounts of resources and information. Awesome. Construction built on our... Spacers Guild. We're just going to turn in some influence. You have a 4 wind. That'll be great for our water production. Now... Missing resources. Okay. So we've got Lancerod. Does having people in there help? Level 1 increases max level and speed of increase. So I guess just having people in there will build our Lancerod standings? Maybe? Let's go to the Spacers Guild, because I am doing great things on Solari production. I now want to look at getting more manpower, which would also snowball into more Solari production. I need influence. Or pardon me, authority. I am spending influence to get more Spacers Guild points. You have decent wind. Let's get a wholesale market.
Yes.
You are my Labyrinthopter. You are unable to recon. What are you here? You are intel and influence. Let's get a little influence there. Reveal a siege. Point of interest is done, so we'll take the influence. Reveal a siege. Ooh. Ranged Marauder or Scavenger. That would be $1,000. Sure. I'm anticipating that not to cost us any command points either. Yeah, no command points there either. Okay, so if you're looking to build out a large army, you really want to take the opportunities to get mercenaries and to get marauders, because they're not going to actually cost you anything, which is incredible. Alright, so we got Plascrete here. We're going to build another Plascrete factory. We'll capture this next village as we continue to cut around the pie a little bit. And kind of... So there's our cheaper buildings. Do we have anything else that we really want to build here? Manpower, maybe? That way we can sell more of it? Question mark? That's all I got. Give it a pause while we... We'll build 2 Hawks at least. We've built one. There is another construction possible. We have a 10% increase to our overall Solari production, which is amazing. Influence intel, 150 extra votes. Let's take a look at here. So that's another way to increase our standings. Max influence, 50% cost to support a charter priority. From fulfilling a spice, daily gain. Oh, that's what we can do. We can build a workshop. Gain 2 additional operation slots. Let's get some Lancerod standing generation, and here in our specialty region, we should be able to build a workshop. Right? Because workshops are available on special regions, right? Research. Where's the workshops? Oh. Requires valuable trinkets. Okay. So let's take a look here. Riches. Valuable trinkets. Let's get rid of that and that. Take valuable trinkets and then focus on cultural simulations and then riches of Arrakis. Okay. I feel comfortable with that. We have completed a construction here, which was more wata. Wata. I want more Plascrete or manpower. Let's get more manpower. Because honestly, it costs me 14 to upkeep. I get 15 per manpower. If I sell all 3 of those, I get 45. 45 Solari. So that easily covers that one. So I think I'll do the same thing here. We'll build more manpower. Now, one thing that doesn't take into account is the fact that we are using water. Geothermal condensers are set, which gives me more Solari and water, along with 10% resource production in the village. There's no reason to mess with the Chom at this point. And we just need to continue to curtail House Corno. Construction complete, which was the Plascrete. If we... What kind of wind you got? You got wind of 5. That'll be real good for that. And then let's build out a recruitment center. Let's build out a wholesale market. And last but certainly not least, let's build out, since we are right on the cusp of somebody else, let's build out a rocket launcher. So that should be a fully built city. The village under our construction. We will be doing a processing plant. And then we will be doing, you have 4 wind. Glasscrete doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's get some more water on the docket. 20, and statecraft resources. Yeah, knowledge is pretty cool. It'll help us go a little bit quicker. Get a wholesale market. And we have no more plascrete. So we're in a little bit of a waiting game there on more plascrete again. What kind? One of the things that I would love in this game would be if you could search anomalies, like, hey, I'm looking for anomalies that have mercenaries or that have marauders. That would make my life so much easier, rather than having to like click around and try to figure out which one's which. And I've already lost where the workshop was. Workshop was here. And I need that valuable trinkets, which should be what I am researching right now. Yep. You are open for a construction of a building. Let's get some more knowledge up in the business. You have one here. Let's get some more knowledge as well. You are building a recruitment office, which will give us a lot more monies. Let's go 90-10, because I am about maxed on my manpower. Well, not about maxed, but I have plenty of manpower to build the units that I want to build. Got a bunch of incendiary folks. Do I do it? I think I do it, right? I just like swoop it out from under them. 79. Honestly, I'd rather have more plascrete, so I'm gonna take the next one. Construction complete, which was more manpower, which gives us more money, which puts us in a good situation. Yep, there they go. They are sieging. Okay. So, brain. We need valuable trinkets as soon as possible, in my opinion. That way we can... Jeez. A lot of buildings. Valuable trinkets, that way I can build the workshop, that way I can get daily balances of homogeny. Because it would be so much easier. Alright, so we built our first set, which is the Lancerod standings. And if we look at what we're going to be doing here, 20% knowledge, 20% homogeny gained from fulfilling spice contracts, which isn't what I do, because there is no spice contracts in this scenario. But the 20% daily homogeny gain is very nice. But it's not going to be a while. It's not going to be for a while until I can use those. What's my max? Influence isn't really even worth anything. Gain 2 operation slots. Let's just take the knowledge gain, and that'll give me more production of influence and intel right off the cuff without having to really invest anything else. Now, it isn't cheap because of the amount of resources, amount of Solari and Plascrete that's going into it, but overall I think it'll be great. We are seeing our research stations come online, so knowledge should be... We just increased knowledge by 3. That's pretty awesome. So we should be seeing that start trucking here pretty quick. Some influence. Honestly, take the influence, get it out of my face. I'll take that as well. Let's complete this. Take the influence. Great, we're maxed out. I'm researching this one, which will give me advance a random accessible development by 4 days. This will be the exact same thing. Heroes are available. Who do I want? Do I want Halleck or do I want Idaho? I'm going to go ahead and take Allied ground melee military units at long range. I'm going to go ahead and just take some Idaho. Just because, again, my brain immediately thinks Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho. And it's incredible. Send him to the main force. We have Lancerod starting basically right now, but I want to move this guy into something real quick. Unpause it. And Lancerod opens. What do we got? Lancerod examination. Lose 20% standing. Gain 100% standing until and at the start of the next council. What? Yeah, but no. No. None of these really make a difference to me. I can support that. I think I will start to support that next. I mean, just give me money, I guess. And I didn't even get the money. Approved military development completion speed is 50% greater. And I'm just going to put some money into that. And then basically use everything that I possibly can to win that. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let's see. We are doing an investigation. Can I build my workshop yet? Trinkets are right around the corner. 2 days. Plascrete is back up and bumping. So, man, that's 400. That's why I run out so freaking fast. Give a little pause. Maybe research. Coordinate all scientific efforts allowing better development. I'm just going to put a knowledge booster. Can I build on those? Yeah, let's take this Plascrete production one first. Just because it just makes so much more sense. There's a 5 wind, which would be my next preferred. 97. We have quite a bit. Point of interest done. Great. We have another point of interest that is similar. We're going to use an agent there. Influence. No real need for a siege. What are you? How much do you cost? 86. I think I'll push into you next. Got our free real estate, so we're going to take our Plascrete production. And we're going to check our quirks. So Plascrete, you get 3 Solari per military building, which if you're using that makes it 15 for the recruitment office. Yeah, let's... I want to make some... I want to use something that typically costs a lot. It doesn't even matter. Because I don't even know. Let's just take them. That. Wunderbar. We have developed our trinkets. Mechanization is what we got for our random. And we should be able to build a workshop now. Right? Yeah. Perfect. There's my workshop. Right. So we're back. Fingers were on the wrong keys. That time is about to run out. Honestly, there's not really a way. I got a well of riches here. Well of riches gives me 100% processing plant resource production and 1,000 homogeny. What did this one give me? Cruiser, 1 space ship part with recycling plant anywhere, and some favors. That's interesting. What is that? Okay. Let's just continue going. So I do have my influence in Intel production. That is great. Because influence will be amazing. As we get a little bit deeper here. I wonder if at that point that makes sense to take... I'll tell you what. I'm just going to take... Let's do agent operational spots. I'm going to take a look here. I need 10 fuel, so I can build at least 2 more of those. Hawks. We'll be having some intelligence. We love intelligence. Point of interest. Research. What did I finish? I finished mechanization and moved over towards cultural assimilation. What we have here reveals a siege. Reveals a siege. Intel. Not really feeling any of those particularly all that much. What do you give me? You give me influence. Construction complete in our village here on our plasticrete production. Which should double. 20 plasticrete. Yep. This is a 3-wind. Let's get some maintenance, make some things cheaper. Expand. And let's take... Oy, wrong button. Can we take an airfield? No. I think we just leave that for now. Construction complete, construction complete. So I should have my daily homogeny. Looks like I get 10 per day, which is awesome. The smugglers are down here. I need this, so that'll be 8. I need 8 more. I need 6 more. Three, two, 1. Boop. Okay. I don't want the smugglers to take that from me because I want to get another workshop, which is going to really help me continue to drive towards my homogeny victory. If you do want to watch the remainder of this series so far, I'm going to have the link to the playlist in the upper right-hand corner. So please be sure to check that out if this game does pique your interest. I know I enjoy it a lot. Like I've said in the past, it does.
Dune is beautiful.
Just like the whole universe building of this game is incredible. So be sure you're checking that out.
I'll keep both eyes open.
Okay. So I got 40 command points available. A Hawk is going to take none of them. Or pardon me, a Kraken's not going to take any of them. So that'll be fine. We do have a maintenance center here, which has hopefully made things significantly cheaper across the board for everything. We are going to just leave that for now. There's the Harkonnens as well. Man, we're doing some crazy things. What is this? Why Moon Dew Valley? The Hidden Valley is relatively protected from the high temperatures and wind, making it a much safer harbor as you can find. So that must be up against the shield wall. Alright. Just got a bunch of pop-ups. We got a new village, which is my Well of Riches, which gives me processing plant, which gives me 40 Solari, dude. Okay, we're going to take 40 Solari. I'm also going to take a craft workshop. I'm going to expand, and this is a 4-wind, so we're just going to go ahead and take some of our wind production, and I don't have 400 at that. Yeah, I do. Building slot is already available. Oh, you have to build them all out first. Okay. Let's get some more manpower and finish building this one out with, I think, I think a missile defense system. Just to be on the safe side. So there's the village fully built out already. Goodness gracious. We did just get 2 more agent operation windows, which gives us a 15% discount on our statecraft development. If we look what's left, that will give us a influence fuel cell production. Tilting my head, that is that's very interesting. That might make a lot of sense. Do we want that on the 1 or the 2 though? I've already got 1. 2 would give me armor. Let's focus on the 2 here. Let's see. 13 knowledge is really blitzing a lot of that. What are you? 130. 105. You're empty. You wouldn't let me do anything. You're 100. Intelligence is really pushing my development. Brain. Manpower. Honestly, we'll just shut it off. I don't need any. So we're just going to send those all out to make me some more money. Chome shares are available. 66 more shares. Not really worth it. Again, in my book. There is our development, which was the cultural assimilation, which makes it cheaper.
Waiting for your order.
Oop. So now that we have the cheaper, it's 84 and 104. This would literally just be me trying to connect to my main base. So I don't know if that really makes a whole lot of sense, whereas I could get money. Statecraft manpower production free. Having at least 1. Recruitment office limit +1. Let's take this Mesa. I think that makes the most sense. And for my guild favors, I am actually saving that up because I want the Kraken. That way I can move these folks around if I need to. Just because it makes it so much cheaper than having to shuttle back and forth. Okay, so I can put another person here in Arrakis, which does give me more authority gain, which would be great. Let's bump this up to 1.5 speed, because we are basically in the end game at this point. We just need to generate homogeny. So as this one continues to build out, we're about to hit our workshop, and that'll be a fully built... Perfect. A fully built village, giving me 56 more Solari, 3 manpower, and 6 water overall. It's great. And now we are generating 19 per day for my workshops. And the only other thing that I have at this point would be trying to get the Lancerod standings so that I can get my 3 development assets and pressure regression. But at the end of the day, it ain't that big of a deal. Lancerod here in a day. Which one am I capturing? Didn't I? Oh, yeah, it's that one down there. Which will give me another processing plant. More Solari. Let's take this back to 9010. Alright. Lancerod in session. Water Sellers Union is in order. I'm going to spend everything I possibly can. And that should get it for me. What? Son of a gun. I spent everything. Everybody hates me. That's cool. It's cool. I'm only a little hurt. Alright. Let's get a processing plant, a military recruitment, a water, another recruitment office, and last but certainly not least, economic resources. Let us get some Plascrete up and running. Just because. Alright, so we got our fusion, which brings me more... brings me more... fuel cells. I think I want to focus on getting this post-traumatic reintegration on the docket after Riches of Arrakis. Let's click around a little bit, see if we can't find... oh, there's some influence. I'm gonna have to rebuild my pocket of influence. More CHs. There's some Spacers Guild. Okay. What just got completed? Okay, so that village is finishing building out. That's well and good. And then I will take this Spacers Guild. Actually, we're almost to 100, so it's not even gonna matter. What did I just get for that? I got post-integration. Love it. Political. For agent assigned to the Lancerod. We'll take that. Agents assigned. Influence. Lay of the land. Yeah, we'll take lay of the land. And I think Wonders of Arrakis will be our next one. Really, like I said, we're basically in-game for this scenario unless I just get pushed through by, like, the Harkonnens or somebody. I'm going to push for Water Sellers Union again. However, I'm at 100, so we'll pause. We'll take a Kraken. And I'm going to turn off my Spacers Guild donation of influence so that my influence really ticks up. That way I'm ready for the next Lancerod council meeting, which will be very great in terms of building up my influence. I also want to look for any more influence that's just sitting around the map. Like that one there. To help me get to the spot that I need to get to. So I can win the vote. I'll take that. Which will be more mercenaries, which will be free units. But I need this all to happen before I actually pop the 15,000 homogeny.
Yes.
Here's my assassins.
Yes.
Not really gonna do anything for me. They're free. Nope. I'm still generating one from villages. Is it having this village? Yep. One's better than none. I don't have any more special units or special regions here on the map from what I can see. We are closing in rather quickly. Let's just bump it up to 2x speed. We do have our next fun little recruit.
Troop carrier on report.
Alright. So, this is bad boy. He's always looking awesome and slow as all get out. Then, Hawks are 9 each. Can build another base building. There's my command points. Post-traumatic integration is up. And, honestly, I only have a whole lot left. So let's let that eat for a minute. We come over here and plunk down some more knowledge. You are giving me intel. Honestly, do we pop that now? I think we pop that now. Just because, basically there, we are at 13 knowledge. Okay. We are capped on manpower. Everybody should be getting sold off to the Chom at this point to finance and to fund their war efforts everywhere else, except Arrakis apparently. We're cruising. Got a trade deal. No. Get out of here. How much plastic can I hold? I can hold 5,000. Honestly, screw it. We're just gonna... Ooh. Actually, let's see if we can't maybe get it this time. Am I gonna have all 200? Almost. There's 290. Give it to me. Son of a gun, dude. I hate you. I've spent everything twice and haven't been able to do it. And now I'm going to win victory, so I'm not going to get any of the development assets or any pressure regression. But again, pressure regression isn't a big thing. It's already at 0. All I'm focusing on at this point is annexing. I've almost built out my advanced outpost entirely. Honestly, I could click a button and would be there. But we're just going to let some time go by here. As soon as these annexations happen, that is a victory in this condition. And I do want to thank everybody for joining me on this epic adventure through the Imperial Basin. I do hope that you have enjoyed the series so far. Again, we'll have a link in the upper right-hand corner to the entire playlist of the game so far. But until next time, stay spicy. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in that next episode.